started applying for remote jobs, but you're not getting a remote job and you're not even getting an interview? Sit down, let's talk about what you could be doing wrong. One of the most common mistakes I see people making when starting their remote job search is that they start applying because they're all excited, but they're applying with an outdated resume. They're using a resume that was made years ago, and even worse, they're using a resume that was not specifically made for remote jobs. My first remote job was a full-time remote job in human resources back in 2015. And in this job, I was basically screening a lot of candidates, reviewing their resumes, doing their interviews online, and hiring candidates. That means I saw a lot of resumes. So in 2019, I started offering the service of making resumes for people, specifically for them to apply for remote jobs. And I called this service Remotify Your Resume. A lot of people started seeing positive results once they started using my resumes because they already had skills that they needed to land remote jobs, but they were just not mentioning them in their resumes. Which means that a lot of you are already ready to land remote jobs. You just need to make some tweaks in your resume so that you can stand out when you send them out. I am going to give you 3 things that a remotified resume definitely needs to have if you want to actually start getting interviews for remote jobs. Now, if after listening to those tips, you're still like, okay, I get it, but I need more guidance, I have a course that's called Land Your First Remote Job. And inside the course, there's a full module on how to remotify your resume. So I have video trainings and templates that you can follow along while you complete your template and really make it perfect. So that is an option for you out there if you feel like you really need more help with your remotified resume. There's a free intro class to the course in the link in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out to start there, okay? So, what are these things that we need to include in our resumes to make them ready for remote jobs? First of all, you need to include remote work experience. And by the way, if you worked from home during the pandemic, that counts and you can add it on there. Now, if you definitely do not have any type of remote work experience, don't worry, you can include the things that I'm going to mention next. You need to include skills that are relevant for remote jobs. So your remote skills, and you probably do not have to learn any new skills. No, don't worry. You can find the transferable skills that you already have and add them on there. And in some cases, it's just a matter of rewording a few things and adding some keywords like virtual, digital, online, remote to the skills that you already have, and boom, it's suddenly a remote skill. So for example, if you're a teacher and you've done some online teaching, you can add as remote skills things like virtual presentations, digital communication, digital collaboration or virtual collaboration, also something like online teaching, and boom, those are remote skills. I just gave you like 3 or 4 out of something that wouldn't necessarily strike you as a remote skill on the first glance, right? So that is how you turn a skill that you already have into something that's more relevant for remote work. Finally, you need to include tools that you're familiar with that are used in remote work environments. So for example, those would be apps, software, programs that are used in remote jobs. If you want to know more about what those tools are and also how you can land remote jobs without experience, I have a video that is all about that you can go and check out. So go and watch that next if you're really trying to figure out how to really apply for these remote jobs without experience, okay? Ciao.